I swear these cabinet drawers are total trash. They come in pretty much every track home in America. Every big spec builder builds these. And it's not the builder's problem, it's the cabinet manufacturer or the drawer manufacturer. They use this press board, they use narrow crown staples here. This is like the fourth one that I've done. So a customer reached out to me asking if I can do something about it because this is their cabinet drawer. Of course, the front, this is the back of the front here, has completely busted off. Again, this is not the first time this has happened, but they reached out and asked me if I could fix it, so we're gonna fix it. I temporarily assembled the drawer back together just to get some measurements. I need 21 3/4 this way and 26 inches wide. So I have a new, nice, actual cabinet grade plywood here. This is a 1/2 inch plywood, that's actual plywood, not press board. And I have my table saw set up. That's a ripping blade, not the best for plywood, but I'm gonna rough cut it to width, change the blade, and get some more cuts going to get this drawer assembled. Pieces are cut down, but you see how they built this drawer? It's basically the sides are just stapled down to the bottom. That's not good. Of course this bottom's gonna blow out because it's super weak. So the way I'm gonna do it is to take my pieces and cut a rabbet inside of this, or I guess a dado inside of this, so that the bottom can actually sit into something. So I'm gonna measure about 1/4 inch up from the bottom and start using, I'm gonna set the depth of this blade, not full depth, so it'll just essentially cut a dado or a groove in here, and then just slowly move the fence over to make my dado as wide as I need it so that a piece can slide inside of that groove. These are called setup blocks. These are red and made of aluminum, and they're exact machine dimensions to whatever dimension you need. I'm gonna use a 1/4 inch, take it over to the table saw here, set it down just like that, and then lower my blade until I'm in line with that setup block so that I know my blade height is exactly 1/4 of an inch and my groove will be 1/4 of an inch deep. The drawer needs to be 21 3/4 by 26. Now these I'm gonna cut to 21 3/4 for the sides, but the front and back total dimension needs to be 26. So I'm gonna measure these, and that puts me at just over 7/8. And so I'm going to cut 26 minus 7/8 so that I get the front and back pieces that can sit inside of the side pieces. Now I have my pocket hole machine set up, and I'm gonna do pocket holes on each end of the front and the back pieces. I now have my iron heating up. We're gonna do some edge banding on the tops of these drawer pieces. I'm just got a roll of edge banding here. We'll rough cut these to length just with some scissors, and then I'll trim it to final length after I get it put on the piece. Pro tip, use one of your piece's tracks to hold this upright while you install your edge banding. We'll heat it up a little bit. Use a veneer roller just to kind of press in that glue, and then set it aside. We can now nip the edges off. This is a cutter that is designed for edge banding, and it'll cut the edges perfectly flush with the end of the piece. Now we can use the edge trimmer to trim this. Since the edge banding is that wide, but my drawer is only this wide, we need to trim this flush. Now the edge banding is perfectly installed on the top of this drawer piece. Try to stay with me for figuring out what measurement to cut this. Our drawer is 26 by 21 3/4. So I need a bottom that is 26 minus a little over 7/8, because that's the dimension of two of these, because I'm just following me here. It's going to be inside, plus a 1/2 inch, because I cut a 1/4 inch groove on each side. So 26 minus 7/8 plus a 1/2. Then this way, it's going to be 21 3/4 minus 7/8 plus a 1/4 for the front, and then add back the entire width of this one. I know that doesn't make a lot of sense. If I was drawing it out, I can explain it better, but let's cut that bottom piece. Now I've got all my pieces cut. I'm gonna dry fit everything together just to make sure the joints become tight, nothing's the wrong size before I actually do the final assembly. My back piece is actually going to sit on top of this. There's not going to hook around it. It's going to sit in between these, just like that front one sits in between it. So on my back piece, I need to cut this board flush right here at the inside of this lip. Now, final assembly. We'll do a couple nails since it's a wide drawer. There's our drawer box. Last thing is just to get these slides installed on either side of the drawer and remove those handles in the drawer front and attach it to this drawer. Just like that, we are back alive. New drawer, new house, new kitchen, new you. If you have any questions, leave comments down below. Subscribe to my channel. Thanks for watching.